OSU Pom Squad.
It's no doubt that a lot of hard work is put into being on the OSU Pom Squad. But what most people don't see is where the real dedication comes from, the head coach, who trains each member of the team.
Not only our coach and someone we look up to, she's kind of like a friend and a big sister, because she's there when we need help, and she's there when it may not necessarily be associated with Pom.
And Beki Jackson keeps all of this up despite having just been through one of the most emotional times of her life.
We had a miscarriage right before Charlotte was born. And that was really tough because we'd been trying for almost a year, I think, to get pregnant. So we were very excited, very cautious.
Yeah, cautious optimism is the way I would have described it.
Caution came in handy when Beki unexpectedly gave birth to Charlotte Jackson 3 months early. Charlotte weighed just 1 pound, 15 ounces.
Like, you're not supposed to have a baby at 27 weeks. And I think that's what we kept asking the NICU nurses, like, well, like, can you just promise me she's going to be okay? And she was just this tiny, tiny little body.
Arms and legs.
Just like, you know, full out arms and legs. And I just was like counting fingers as fast as I could count her fingers and her toes. And I stood in that room and I just started bawling. And I was just like, she won't know I'm here. Like, does she know I love her? Like, if I have to leave, is that okay? I felt really bad about leaving that first night.
Charlotte spent the next 3 months in the hospital receiving treatment so she could grow healthy. Beki and Brandon needed all the support they could get from their friends and family. Fortunately, Beki's colleagues with the OSU Spirit program were more than understanding.
Well, the thing that we want to do when we work with young people, young men and women in the Spirit program, is we want them to know that we actually care about them as people.
It was like, all I had to do was say, hey, can you do this for me? Yes, done. It was no big deal. And everything that I do that is so insane and crazy and takes up my whole life, all of a sudden was like, they didn't care. It wasn't my responsibility anymore. It was theirs, and they did everything for me.
The generous response given by friends, family, and the OSU Spirit program was overwhelming for Beki and Brandon.
You know your friends love you, but then something like this happens to you, and you're like, I would never have expected that kind of a response. My school gave us like almost $500 in like gift cards, and for like 2 weeks we didn't pay for food or gas, and we have been able to pay all of her medical expenses, and we have no bills left to pay. My life has been forever changed because of this program.
After 3 long months, Charlotte was finally able to come home. Although Beki and Brandon were unsure of how things would go without the nurses, they knew Charlotte would only grow stronger.
I think I called the NICU 6 times after we got home in that first couple of days. The only thing I can do is pray and believe that God promised me, peace, nothing missing, nothing broken. So when my daughter gets here, that's what I believe, that she's going to be fine. And she was. I mean, she was born early, but her heart closed, her eyes were fine, her brain never had any bleeding. She just is a miracle. She was just born early.